So in my primary school years, all I felt was disconnections most of the time. Through praying the rosary and through Mary, she led me closer to Jesus. Through deepening my faith in my heart, that I have more eagerness to serve the Lord and also wanting to develop a personal relationship and connections with Him. She understands all our needs. She understands your sorrow, your challenge. She is a personal figure that you can build connection with and you can feel it. My faith is a true testimony of through Mary to Jesus and even deeper relationship with Him. My name is Louisa and I came from Hong Kong. I come to South Australia, Adelaide, to study my social work degree, and then later on I choose Adelaide as my home. I was born and raised in Hong Kong, and I grew up in a Catholic family, stem from my grandparents' generation, and I was raised in Catholic primary schools and secondary schools. So I was brought up in a very rigid and structured way. So I came to attend Mass every Sunday with my family. I also know how to recite prayers, Our Father, Hail Mary, and all these other prayers at Mass. So if you ask me, if such a young age you have already exposed to all the prayers, does that make you feel closer to Jesus and have a personal relationship with Him? At that time I would probably say no. Because in a primary school age, I actually felt quite disconnected with my primary school community. So in my primary school life, as I went to a pretty traditional Catholic schools, it is very rigid and structured. So I didn't feel like that I was included in that community at all, because I didn't do well in schools. I didn't feel like that nobody's playing with me. I'm always got criticized by my teachers. So it ended up that the classmates are not playing with me. So at that time, I've been put down a lot by the teachers as well. So I didn't really feel a sense of inclusion, or even feel a bit bullied sometimes by the classmates. I didn't have any opportunity to showcase my talents in music. So at that time, the experience of that schools has given me is that she shaped me into a very low self-esteem, low confidence person. I always by myself. I had no friends to play with at recess time. That sense of loneliness was there, and I was quite miserable at school. So after I graduated from my primary schools, I changed to another school to start my secondary school life. And things got a bit better, and I met a teacher, and she invited me to pray the rosary at every lunchtime with her. And because of my upbringing, I know what the rosary is, so therefore I accept her invitation and I start praying rosary with her every lunchtime. And I think that's where Mother Mary's role is at that time, because I feel like that through praying the rosary every day, I began to deepen my faith a little bit more with Jesus, and I started to be more willing to go to church. I also started to have more eagerness to wanting to serve with my talents in music at Mass. So at age 14, I become a musician at the church, and then little by little, I play in a mass and I began to understand what mass really is and what the prayer really means through the music. So I think this is where Mother Mary stepped in my life. She's holding my hand and holding be a companion in my spiritual journey, and so holding me closer to Jesus every day through the serving. So through something that I am good at doing, and then nurtured my spirit in serving, and then later on draw me closer to Jesus. So after years of serving in Hong Kong, I moved up in 2006. I moved to Adelaide to study my social work degree, and that's where I need to embark a spiritual journey with Mother Mary and Jesus myself. And thanks God for good foundations in my music and my spirit of serving. It gave me a good confidence as well, a good foundation for me to start my life in Australia. And then I found this church called St. Mark Church. And it's a small church, but this is when I went into the church, there wasn't anyone who was playing the music. So I think this is a very good opportunity for me to serve there. But the challenge is still there, because back in Hong Kong, I still serve the Mass in Cantonese, but somehow I have to change everything over to English. I have to relearn all the Mass part in English. I also need to learn all the hymns in English. But thanks God for all the resources and support that I have. And then later on, I became more comfortable playing at St. Mark Church at that time. So when an opportunity came up, I stepped up to play in a choir as a musician in the Hectorville Catholic community, and eventually become a choir master there. I think that my spirit of serving has grown a lot in Australia, and little by little, I feel like that I want to do more for Jesus and to do for the Lord. So I also set up another choir in the Chinese Catholic community, and I also teach young children how to play at Mass. And occasionally I will also play for Christmas and Easter for the nursing homes. So with my spirit of serving nurtured in a very comprehensive way, I began to think and what my faith could also look like other than just serving and the music playing in Mass. Then I think, is there anything other than just music and serving that I could do for the Lord? That's where I want to pursue some more about my faith and with Jesus. And in 2016, there is an opportunity that I can go into World Youth Day in Poland. And I think, it is a great opportunity for me to journey with the Lord and explore about what personal relationship could look like. Then I went to World Youth Day. So this is the first time that I experienced what faith could look like. It doesn't necessarily mean that all the challenge that you face will go away just because you have faith. But instead, you can actually notice more your challenge even more, but you have someone to journey with and you can count on. So everything in that World Youth Day is fantastic. I like all the music there, all the activities there. So I'm always, after the World Youth Day trip, I always want to look into more pilgrimage experience because I really like journey with the Lord. So in 2022, I had another opportunity that my friends invited me to go to a Marian pilgrimage. So that pilgrimage is about 3 weeks' time. And so in these 3 weeks, we will go to Fatima Lourdes, and also Italy, Vatican, and Rome. So in 3 weeks' time, we're gonna do this. So I applied for leave at my workplace for 3-4 weeks, and then I'm knowing that it's going to be okay. Because but then later on, after I applied for the leave, a few days later, they said, "Oh, why not going to Medjugorje?" And I'm like, okay, so I've already applied for 4 weeks left, the annual leave. would I have enough leave to apply to go to Medjugorje? I'm not sure. I don't even know whether this will be approved. So I've been talking to my choir group at that time. I was like, okay, so should I go, should I not go? And everybody, of course, will say, yes, you should go, because otherwise you will regret. And while you're there, why not? Sort of. So I started to pray about this intention, and I said, Lord, Mother Mary, if you really want me to go, please give me some signs that I know that this is something that I should do. And then after the prayer, we continue with our choir practice, and then just leave it at that. So at about the third song, I remember that some things miraculous happened. I still remember the songs called 10,000 Reasons. This is what we're practicing at that time. And while we are singing that song, I smell the scent of roses from the sacristy towards the piano side for just a few seconds. But the smell was strong to a point where you won't ignore it, and you can't ignore it, and it's too strong. But I didn't know what that was, because it was I've never experienced something like that in my life. So after the choir practice, I literally went to every roses I could find in the church. I tried to find out where the spell was. Couldn't find it still, so I began to puzzle and start to ask my group. I said, "And anybody actually smell the roses smell during our choir practice?" Everybody said no, but then except for one lady who was a visitor at that time, she said, she began to ask me more questions. And she said, when did you actually smell the roses? I said, probably around the third song about that. Then she said, actually, I had a similar experience in the past, but that's probably what Mother Mary come to you and bless you that way. So I decided to go to Medjugorje afterwards. So in this Marian pilgrimage, because of the previous personal relationship that I've established at Warrior's Day, I began to feel like it feels like that I'm going on a trip with my mother. I literally do, because then I will ask her for opinions on like what kind of souvenirs that I should buy, and I also pray that she will help me to choose a rosary. And this rosary that I'm holding in my hand is a rosary that I bought in Lourdes, where it is in pink and it's also in heart shape, and this is something that I really like, and I couldn't find it anywhere in any other stores. So this is a very good present that I feel like that Mother Mary has given me. So when I arrived in Medjugorje, I know that two of the highlights in Medjugorje is to climb the Apparition Hill and also the Cross Mountain. I know it's going to be tough, worse than the journey that I had in Warrior's Day, because the rock is very uneven and steep. I'm only with one walking stick. I am able to climb up, and I've actually doubted my ability to actually get down, and I have a lot of doubt in this. So again, I did the same tactic. I prayed the rosary, and that guides me through the Apparition Hill until I reached the Blue Cross. So when we reached the Blue Cross, my friend helped me to take a photo of the group Blue Cross with Mother Mary and myself. So that was about noon time. And when I take the photo, I noticed that there is somehow there is a blue haze. I was covered with blue haze, and with also a round circle also at my heart. So I take this as a very kind of special blessings from Mother Mary. So from the sense of roses to the shining circle, I feel like that it was Mother Mary, blessing me in a very good and special way. So I'm really thankful for that, and because I didn't know that was the surprise that she's giving me. And then with after the Apparition Hill, my faith grows stronger and stronger. I have more faith to climb the cross mountain. It's even tougher than the Apparition Hill. But my resources and my support never lacked. I successfully came back down with some support from my fellows, pilgrims. So I made my way back down, and I also have a stronger faith since then. So after the pilgrimage, I noticed that a lot of things probably is not in my control, but I have learned through the 2 pilgrimages that I have is to surrender my will to God's will. And a lot of the time I pray for the challenge that I have, and then knowing that Mother Mary and Lord Jesus will be with me throughout that time. Because I am a team leader working in a crisis accommodations for young people experiencing homelessness. And now I stepped up to another leadership role as a coordinator for the Chinese Catholic community. I know there's a lot of things that is out of my control. I know that a lot of things that I need to pray for. But as soon as you have faith and you know that Lord Jesus and Mother Mary is with you, then there is nothing to fear. And as long as, just like Mother Mary is saying yes, to surrender herself to God's will, I'm learning to do the same, and I'm hoping that Mother Mary will continue to guide me through the challenge that I have leading the Chinese Catholic community. And it has proven to me that, my Lord Jesus and Mother Mary is with what I'm doing at the moment, because I can see the growth in the community, and I also don't feel scared or anxious when I need to overcome any challenge in my life. So Mother Mary is a loving figure for you and me. She understands all our needs. She understands your sorrow, your challenge. She is a personal figure that you can build connection with, and you can feel it. And the warmth that Mother Mary can give you can strengthen and deepen your relationship with Jesus. And she is your companion, where that helps you to understand what faith really is. And with Mother Mary's help, your relationship with the Lord can strengthen more and more every day.
My name is Michael O'Neill, and I'm the Miracle Hunter. And today we're talking about some of the miraculous images of the Virgin Mary from around the world. One of my favorite stories of the Virgin Mary, and it's kind of on the level of Our Lady of Guadalupe, who left that lasting image for St. Juan Diego. There's another image like this, and it's actually found in Colombia. There was a woman named Maria de Quiñones, and in the year 1754, she was walking amongst Las Lajas, or the flagstones, when she was caught in the snow in a rainstorm. She was running to a cave to seek protection from that rainstorm, and her daughter got there first. Now, her daughter was very sickly. She was deaf and mute, and all of a sudden she started exclaiming, "I hear the Virgin Mary." And sure enough, they ran away from that spot in fear. They ran to Itopiales, where they were from, and the townspeople came back with them. And when they did come back, they discovered an image of the Virgin Mary that was emblazoned on the cave wall where they were about to go in. And this is an image of the Virgin Mary. It looks like it's in Spanish style from the 17th century, and it has the mother and child with St. Dominic and St. Francis depicted in the same spot. And this may look like a painting at first, but scientists have actually cored into that image and found that the color goes 7 feet deep. And so no known scientific process can produce color in rock. This is considered a miracle locally and a miracle for the world that's been approved by the Catholic Church. And that was Our Lady of Las Lajas in Quidara Canyon in the year 1754.